lads and lads, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is another episode of Racquet and Rambles, and this is going to be in relation to something that I wanted to talk about for quite a little bit, and it's about sort of independence and the echo chamber is what I like to label it as. So I think these two things are very different, and building a sense of community and having people to be around and share your opinions collectively. And there's the opposite side of that, of the echo chamber, in that people are just doing it for the sake of it. You don't actually agree with the people that are around you. You're just doing it because you feel like it empowers you, but you're not embracing who you are as a person. So whether you identify yourself with a particular group or place that you feel like you're safe, but you haven't really analyzed it to the point where do you actually resonate with the values that they put forth, or are you just doing it because you want a sense of meaning in your life? And I think communities can have that, but communities, in a way, the reason why you would go to a community is because you do have some sort of connection with them, and you want to have that connection with them, and you collectively embrace what they have as values. You participate in their activities, and you agree with most of the things that they say. You don't have to agree with everything, but as I said, that's not what I'm talking about. This is something that a lot of people tend to do in regards to, we're going to be engaging into this act and in anarchism, and we're trying to replicate ourselves as some sort of social outcast to get attention so we can look different. You're doing things in the wrong way. You're sort of doing things so you're trying to grasp the attention rather than, I'm doing this because I'm showing my true self. And I feel like people get lost in that. They really want to get the attention. Attention's a good thing. I apologize if you hear the lawnmower or the whippersnipper outside, but the problem is people get too fritzy with it. They bask in the attention because it feels good. It truly does. All the echo chamber does is it's a validity thing, because you have a bunch of yes people or yes men around you, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to agree with this person because they're on my side of the fence. I don't know if I actually am, but I'm going to continue to validitize myself. I'm not even sure if that's a word. Validify myself, because that feels like it's empowering. But the most empowering thing to me is being able to communicate what your ideals are without having to just artificially press yourself up against something and not crafting your own recipe for what you actually are. Whether you're gay, whether you're trans, whether you're black or white, I don't care. Everyone has their own sorts of values. Whether they have to resonate to their particular races or where they come from, or maybe they don't. Do they believe in the old traditional ways of their families? Maybe they don't. It's up to you to craft and pave the way for what you actually feel is correct for you. Because I feel like we're in this sort of just to sort of elaborate on what I was saying about the traditional values of family. So I feel like this is probably a little bit more common on like sort of Mediterranean cultures, or like really traditional old like English cultures, where they're trying to of course bring forth their old past and make sure the new generation is sufficient enough with carrying through their names, right? And that is completely fine. Whether it's they have to go to a particular company in order for them to function as a business, whether it's... There are plenty of ways you can go down this avenue. But the main thing is, I feel like that sort of culture where, okay, I've done this, son, so you have to do this too. It's completely unnecessary, because I feel like we humans are such sophisticated things, and for you to attempt to press your. It's not a form of oppression, but it sort of is. Like it's low key a form of oppression in that you're forcing your children to go into a path that you may have been forced to yourself. I mean, but it isn't actually something that you wanted to have done when you were younger. But since you've done it for so long, it sort of get past your mind as a sort of person from that past generation. I feel. And it's important for us to make sure that we can differentiate between what we want to do and what we want, or what others want us to do. It's very important to be an individual and collect things from a variety of different people. I'm a person who's extremely open. I don't consider myself to be left wing or right wing, and or leaning towards any particular sector in terms of political preference. I'm a person who takes each thing's isolated, and I try to make a conclusion based off a variety of different evidence from both sides, and I can side with an opinion on one subject that may be going to the right, and maybe on the left I would go for another subject. It's not entirely set in stone, and I feel like that's the way to go in life. You don't have to exactly sell yourself to one side of the agenda. Politically, you're just generally in life. You can be open with yourself. You don't have to just restrict yourself in that way, and I think that's very important. So I wanted to make this video because I thought that's how I reflect myself, and maybe other people could do a little bit too. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.